Hey, this is Danielle, and today I'm going to show you how I'm managing two different butterflies, one in IBM that's a double, and one in Microsoft that is a loser. So let's just go ahead and start with IBM. So, first of all, I got into IBM last week. The reason why I got into IBM was because it had this really nice daily squeeze. Somebody in our trading room had pointed it out to me. I haven't traded this stock in so long, it wasn't even on my radar. But you know what is on my radar? Stocks that gap up after earnings. These have been, the best relative strength tickers to play. Anything that has a breakaway gap that then pulls back and kind of consolidates and gets ready for the next launch, that is typically going to be a good spot to get in. So I went ahead and got in last week. I threw on my Fibonacci levels and I was targeting $200. That's because that's the key psychological value. And that's also really close to where my Fibonacci level is. So Fibonacci target is 201.56. If it's really close to a key psychological value, you definitely have to use this one instead, especially when you're trading butterflies. When you're trading butterflies, it's really important to use these big numbers. And the reason why it's important to use these big numbers is because that's where you're going to find your volume and open interest. So when you're looking at your options chain, you want to find, preferably if you can do it during the monthly series, that's when you're going to have a lot more liquidity and it's going to be easier for you to get in and out of your butterflies. On some stocks, it doesn't really matter, like IBM. If you look at the $200 strike, I mean, you can see that there's 2,330 contracts here, 2,210 contracts here. That's volume and open interest. So I could have done it for this week. I would have been making even more money if I did it for this week because with a butterfly with 2 days till life, the percentage gain on it would have been, I don't know, I hate to speculate exactly what it would have been, but just for example, this is a $15 wide butterfly. It's 185, 200, 215. So the max you could ever close this for would be $15. Right now, it's going for $8.29 when I purchased it for $3.94. So one criticism that I always get from people is they'll say like, "Oh, you can't make money on a butterfly unless it goes, exactly to the price target, like right at expiration." And that's why I'm making this video to show you that that's definitely not true. I've only been in this trade for a couple days. It's already doubled. Um, and you can see that there's still 9 days till expiration. So would it make even more money? I mean, yeah, if it was expiring this week, this $8 probably would have been like, I don't know, I hate to speculate exactly, probably 11 or $12. You can actually price it out and see, but it doesn't matter to me that much. But the thing about it is that it's also really hard to get it within just 2 days. So I try to give myself a little extra time because in a situation where the market pulls back, you don't want your, butterfly to like be worth nothing if the market pulls back 2 days before expiration and you lose all your money. So, anyways, I was just in the trading room. Traders were asking me, like, what are you going to do with your butterfly? The target was 200. We're trading at 195.59. Now, I was doing the trading room session. I was answering questions, doing all kinds of stuff. During that time frame, this stock fell from 198 to 195. Now, is that annoying? Yeah, it's annoying. It would have been better to take it off exactly at 198, right? Because it's a little bit closer to the target. But let me tell you, your trading and your mental health will be so much better if you just don't even care. It's like, who cares? Got a double, take it off. It's super close to the target. It's within 9 days. You made your money, get in, get out. So, the way that I'm going to close it, first of all, I'm just going to take a screenshot. I like to take lots of screenshots because that is how I that's how I come up with examples and classes. I'm actually going to work on a book right now. So that's why I want these screenshots. So, anyways, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you how I close this trade. So, I'm basically going to right click on the butterfly and I'm going to create a closing order. And then, do you see how there's all these options? People always ask me, do you separate the trade? No, I don't separate the trade. I don't want to sell half of it. I don't want to do any of that. All I want to do is create the closing order, get out of the butterfly. In this case, you can see that there's a range where I could sell this fly. Okay. The range is between $7.89 and $8.15. Well, why would I sell it for $7.89 when I could try to sell it for $8.15? So I'm going to bid at the top end of the range. I always try to bid at the top end of the range. Oh, now it's going up to $8.19. Okay, try to sell it. If it doesn't get filled, I'll wait, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. You can right click on it again, view orders, and you can do cancel replace. And so just in those, few seconds, the mid price went down. So from 8.19, it went down to 8.17. Because you can see this red arrow, this basically means that I'm bidding up above where the spread is going for in the market. So it's probably not going to get filled unless it pops, pop back up. So you can see with butterflies, people are always asking, like, how do you close it? Well, if you really want to close it, you just unlock it and you just, bid a little bit lower. So if the mid is 8.17, do 8.15. Do it again. Okay, boom. Now I'm out. So there you go. That is how you close a butterfly. If you can't get filled, you just bid it a little bit lower, a couple cents. It's not really going to make that much of the difference in the grand scheme of things. So that is my winner on IBM. Now let me show you a sad story with Microsoft, and this is why I always close these things earlier. Didn't listen to my own advice on Microsoft. So I'm losing money on it. Now, this is particularly tragic because this trade was going awesome. I think it was about a double on Friday. I was in this trade and it was trading up into this resistance zone. It was at 415 and my price target is 420. And it looked like it was ready to break out. We had the squeeze. The volume was going higher. There was a little bit of a heads up because the volume shifted lower at one point. And so I'm staring at this chart all day yesterday and I was like, why didn't I close it on Friday? It would have been, 2 weeks from expiration. So it was still pretty early. But then if you didn't know, yesterday, Microsoft got hammered. Microsoft sold off. It was down more than 3%. So this butterfly that I had on, well, I still have it on, it's just losing money now, is now down 31%. So, could have taken it off for a profit. Early, it would have been early, but I didn't take it off. I still have the trade. I paid $4.25. It's going for $2.93 right now. So, what am I going to do with this trade at this point? Well, first of all, let me just explain, why it's losing money. With the butterfly, what you want is you want that first leg to be in the money. Okay. That first strike that I have is at 405. And the butterflies will start losing money quickly when your first strike is no longer in the money. So in this instance, Microsoft is trading at 401.89. The strike is now out of the money. So that's why the value of these calls has gone down. Originally, when I got into the trade, the value of the 405s were going for 835 and now they're only worth 475. So that causes you to lose money. The center strike here, these ones originally were going for 229 and I sold those. So you do want those to go down in value. So with the butterfly, I'm actually making money on the center of the fly, the body of the fly, because those are decaying. Okay. And this strike is just a protective leg in case you get assigned on this leg. And those are going down in value. Those always go down in value. So it's not that big of a deal. It's normally what it does, but they generally do stay out of the money and they generally do go out of value, but down in value. But that's what you pay for the cost of having protection in case Microsoft announces that they're have the newest AI in the whole world and they're amazing and Microsoft gaps up to 450 and then suddenly, you're assigned on the 420s or something like that. So anyways, it's very, very unlikely, but just an example. So with this butterfly, you can see I'm losing money. What I can tell you is the reason why I do like butterflies is because they're not anywhere near as volatile as long calls. If you just had the long calls, you paid 835 and now they're down to 4, that's more than a 50%, almost 50% loss. Yeah, I know it might not be that much less, but the butterfly does typically the butterfly typically does better in volatility when things aren't working out, because you at least have those short strikes that are helping you out and are making you some money. So it's not down as much as the calls would be. If you just paid, 835 for a call and it's down to 440, I mean, you're losing $400, right? In this case, I'm losing $151. So that is why I like butterflies. Now, people are going to ask me, like, what are you going to do with this? Well, I am waiting to see if Microsoft is going to hold at the 50 simple. It's got to hold here. So if it can hold above 395, 400, probably what I'll do is I'll just layer another butterfly. So I want to get into a fly when it's at the money. So I will probably add a 400, 415, 430 butterfly, and then I'll basically have layered flies where I'll have one at 420 and I'll have another one at 415. But Microsoft has to hold. And then after that, it has to trigger higher. Right now, it's not, it's still selling off. So I'm not going to add anything until I have confirmation it is triggering to the upside, which would be a break above 405. That is my management of IBM and my management of Microsoft. Thank you so much for all your comments below the videos. That really helps me make better videos. So let me know your feedback, good, bad, or ugly. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.